Captain Moroni had a real predicament. He had ordered sophisticated fortifications to be built to protect the city of Mulek. However, due to a Nephite civil war, the Lamanites had captured that very city. How could he regain control of the city he had highly fortified without losing a great number of his soldiers? Welcome to another episode of Discovering the Book of Mormon through Science and Exploration. In previous episodes, we described why the Peruvian city of Nazca was a qualified candidate for the Book of Mormon city of Bountiful, and likewise why the ruins at Tambo Viejo in Peru was probably the city of Mulek. Armed with this knowledge, we can now speculate on how Captain Moroni and his faithful commanders regained control of the city of Mulek. The fortifications that Moroni had his soldiers build were not only strong, they were engineered with exactness. The Lamanite military commanders were astonished exceedingly because of the wisdom of the Nephites in preparing their places of security. One design feature was a singular fortified place of entrance. However strong and well designed were the fortifications, the Lamanites were able to overcome them and capture the city of Mulek. How was this possible? As noted before, the capture of the city of Mulek occurred while the Nephite forces were split because of internal conflict. While Moroni and his army were in the land of Zarahemla, the entire Lamanite army went on the attack to the land of Bountiful, including the city of Mulek. The Book of Mormon records, quote, "And thus had the Lamanites obtained, by the cunning of Amalickiah, so many cities, by their numberless host, all of which were strongly fortified after the manner of the fortifications of Moroni, all of which afforded strongholds for the Lamanites." Captain Moroni faced a real predicament. The large Lamanite army that occupied the city of Munich was protected by the strong and ingeniously designed fortifications that Captain Moroni had designed and had ordered to be built. Thus, the Nephites understood just how unwise it would be for them to retake the city in a direct assault, even though the Nephite soldiers were great warriors. Commander Teancum knew the exact features of the fortifications of Mulek, since his own troops probably built them. The sophisticated fortifications at Tambo Viejo, our candidate for the city of Mulek, were described in our episode on the city of Mulek. The Book of Mormon says that Teancum saw that it was impossible that he could overpower them, Lamanites, while they were in their fortifications. Therefore he abandoned his designs and returned again to the city Bountiful. Would the fortifications at Bountiful have discouraged an attack by a well-trained Nephite army? Like the forts designed by Moroni, the walls of Tambo Viejo had only one single access that was guarded by towers. If by chance Teancum's men would have overtaken the outer walls or entrance at Tambo Viejo, the Nephites would have found themselves in a death trap of their own making, including a second interior wall, 11 guard towers, and death trap zones where intruders could be finished off. If Tambo Viejo is the city of Mulek, then Teancum would have been fully aware of the various death traps inside the outer walls of the city. Certainly, he was wise not to attempt to take the city, but rather wait for Moroni and his reinforcements to arrive. We see the leadership genius of Captain Moroni when he held with his commanders a council of war to decide what they should do to cause the Lamanites to come out against them to battle, or that they might by some means flatter them out of their strongholds. The land around the city of Mulek had certain features the Book of Mormon attributes to the battle that took place there. The city of Mulek was located so close to the sea that the Lamanite guards could see Teancum's army camped near the seashore. Further, to not be detected by the Lamanite guards, It appears that Captain Moroni's army had to pass by the city at night on the west of the city. This implies that Moroni prepositioned his armies on the south of the city and also south of Tiankin's camp. The Book of Mormon credits Captain Moroni's strategy for defeating one of the greatest of the armies of the Lamanites, and had obtained possession of the city of Mulek, which was one of the strongest holds of the Lamanites. How did Captain Moroni achieve victory over a Lamanite army that was described as a wonderfully great army, and that army was protected by strong and sophisticated fortifications? First, Captain Moroni and Tiankim, along with many of the chief captains, held a council of war to determine together what they should do to cause the Lamanites to come out of the city of Mulek against them. Plotting together, obtaining the buy-in from their captains, carefully determined the responsibilities of each Nephite army unit, calculating the length of a march that would fatigue the Lamanite troops, and coordinating the timing of Nephite troop movements, all pointed to leadership genius. Second, the stage was set for having Tiankim's army camp on the seashore close enough to the city to be seen by the Lamanite guards. Moroni's army hiding to the south, and Lehi's fresh army stationed at Bountiful, ready to confront a larger but very tired Lamanite force. Third, the Nephite military commanders executed with exactness Moroni's war council plans. When the Lamanite guards reported to their general Jacob that a small Nephite army was stationed near the shore, he ordered his armies to attack Tiankim's small force. Once the Lamanites fell for the trap, Tiankim led the Nephite troops north along the shoreline, leading the pursuing Lamanite armies ever closer to the city of Bountiful. With only a small Lamanite force to protect the city of Mulek, Captain Moroni only needed a part of his army to retake the city of Mulek. With Captain Moroni at the head of the remainder of his army, he headed north to block the Lamanites from retreating back to the city of Mulek. When the weary Lamanite troops met Lehi's fresh soldiers from the city of Bountiful, they fled south back to Mulek, the fortified city they thought they still occupied. Even wearier now, the fatigued Lamanite troops had not gone far before they were face to face with Moroni's army. The Lamanites fought with fury against Moroni's army and the troops of Tiankim and Lehi who met them from their rear. With the Pacific Ocean on the west and the mountains on the east, the Lamanites were funneled into a north-south corridor where there was no escape. Their ability to flee to the north was blocked by Tiankin and Lehi's armies. When they tried to return south to the protected city of Mulek, their route was blocked by Moroni's forces. After the bloody battle that left General Jacob dead and Captain Moroni wounded, the Lamanites were defeated and taken captive. Thus, with a much smaller force, the Nephites were able to retake the city of Mulek. Discover more about the Book of Mormon by subscribing to this channel. It is easy to do so. Just click on the link below. It is free. Or you can visit our website, christinperu.com. That's one word, christinperu.com, where you can learn about our books and our annual tours to Peru. Thank you.